Hello, this is Marvelyn Brown with Inner Word Business Services. Today we're going to talk about If This Then That. And this is a really great site because it allows you to connect the pieces of your work life or your business life so that you don't necessarily, once you get the recipes set up, you can pretty much set and forget until you need to make changes, or if you put something together and it doesn't work right, then you'll have to go in and tweak it. But these are really easy to do applets. You're basically going to be creating applets that allow you to connect the pieces of your social media, your blog, and your website all together in one cohesive flow. So you have, systems that are working together versus all these individual pieces that you have to manually go in and fix. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, the recipe that we're going to be creating is we're going to take the feed that we created in the previous video. We're going to take that feed and we're going to broadcast it out to Pinterest. So the way we're going to do that, I actually wrote down the feeds and put them in a notepad. You can use any, just cut and paste into any word processor just so that you have your feeds and you don't have to, manually go out and type. As you can see, these links get to be pretty long, and if you're manually typing something, you can, type something incorrectly and then your feed won't work. So the best thing to do is to cut and paste. So that's what I did. This first link is the affiliate link that we got from Amazon. So I did one video where I showed you how to get your link from Amazon and how to actually go through the best sellers and find the RSS feed and then put in your affiliate code so that you come out with this link. Then we took that link and we put it into FeedBurner, and we actually burned the link. So when we burned the link, that gave us a kind of a smaller link that we can use to paste into various, and believe it or not, even though this is an RSS feed, it's not really in the best shape for giving us what we need. So to get it in the right format, we use FeedBurner so that we can create snippets of HTML that we can, put in our blog, put on social media, etc. So if you try to use this raw feed, this is basically like having a bunch of unformatted code and you put it on your site, it's not going to look right. So in order to get it into the right format, just to kind of simplify things, we use FeedBurner to get it into the right format so that when you cut and paste this link into any browser, your feed is going to come up and it's going to look like a feed. So hope that kind of clarifies. So we're going to use this version of our feed, and we're going to create an applet. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to minimize WordPad. Now, hopefully you've already signed up for your If Then This That account. And the thing that you want to do is you want, for this recipe, because we're going to be using an RSS feed and we're also going to be using Pinterest, you want to make sure you have your Pinterest account already set up. And if you don't, we can kind of walk through that. Now, mine are already set up, so I'm not even sure if they will, once I go through this, it may not allow me to go in and make any changes. But I'm going to try to do that so that you can see how all of this works. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, you're logged into your account. We're going to go to My Applets. And then we're going to filter the applets. Now, this is showing all the applets that I've already got set up. So as you can see, I have a couple of applets already set up, and actually it might not be a bad, no, I better take you from the beginning because you want to see it from the very beginning. So these are the two applets that are very similar to the one that I'm going to show you how to use today. So we're going to set up a new one. So we're going to do new applet. And then that's going to bring up the formula if this then that. And this is really, this is how you set your recipes up. So if you hover over the plus sign and this, you're going to be able to get a link. It's going to allow you to search for the services that you want to use. So you have to kind of, say the sentence out in your mind. So what we want to do today is we want an RSS feed to broadcast. When there's a new feed, we want it to broadcast to Pinterest. So here is the RSS feed service already in sight. So we're going to just take that. And then as you can see, for RSS feeds, they already have 2 recipes that we can choose from. Now the recipe that I'm going to choose is new feed item. You can also kind of create some criteria if you want to narrow down your feed to only include certain things. But I'm just going to keep it simple. We're going to say new feed item. So that means that the trigger for this RSS feed is going to fire every time a new item is added to the feed. So we're going to stick this feed that we created in FeedBurner. We're going to take that, we're going to copy it with Control-C, and then we're going to paste it with Control-V, and we're going to create our trigger. Alright, so that part is done. As you can see, it changed from the plus sign and this to the actual RSS, and that lets you know that that part of this formula or recipe is done. So then we're going to go to the next plus sign, which is the that, and we're going to click on that, and then we're going to bring up Pinterest because that's the service that we want to use. So we're going to click on Pinterest, and we're going to say add pin to board. So now, in order for us to add the pin, we're going to have to know what the board, what the name of the board is. So we're just going to say, for the sake of this video, we'll just call it Home Office. I think I do have a board called Home Office. Now, if you don't, say for instance, there is no board called Home Office, they will basically, Pinterest will create a new board and just start posting items to that. So all you do is just enter the name of the board, and then everything else is pretty much filled in for you. So it really makes it easy. Now if you want to add other ingredients, you can do that. Here are some of the things that you can add: your title, the entry publish date, the image URL. And since Pinterest is a visual medium, it automatically provides a photo URL. So you're going to get that image because that's what Pinterest is about. And then you can add a description, and you can add some additional content, for example, entry content if you want. But basically it gives you the basic information needed to run this particular script. So the only thing it really needed in this case was the board name. So I'm going to go ahead and say create action. And then you can say whether you want to have a notification when when the board updates and the applet runs. You can get a notification on your phone or on your tablet. Just like I said, those little funny sounds that that we just talked about were basically updates to a feed that I had done earlier. And so you'll get those. They can be kind of annoying, especially if there are a lot of updates that you have running. But it's good to know when your feeds are working, because if everything goes silent, then you know that there's probably an issue and you're going to have to go in and kind of tweak it. So anyway, you can receive notifications or not. If you don't want to, you can just click on that and that'll get rid of those. I'm going to say yes to definitely give me the notifications, and then I'm going to click on finish. And now as you can see, the baby furniture feed, once it gets updated, it will automatically create an entry on the board Home Office. And that's pretty much it. You're done with if then this that. If this then that, sorry. And then as you can see, it's already added it to my applets. So very simple process. I know this sounds kind of complicated, but when you really break it down, it's not that complicated. Once you get these items set up, you are pretty much done. So hopefully this explained everything, and if you have questions, you can also reach out to me, and I'll be glad to go over anything with you. So in the meantime, have a great day, and I will talk to you on the next video.